as Isaac was, are the children of promise. But as then he was born after the flesh persecuted him that was born after the spirit, even so it is now. Nevertheless, what saith the scripture? Cast out the bondwoman and her son, for the son of the bondwoman shall not be heir with the son of a free woman.
Yeah, so that applies to any nation. You're not going to be equal to us in the kingdom, man. Somebody get me Daniel 2, and you can start the 40th verse.
Yeah, well, like I said, when King David was ruling, he had what? He had slaves.
Including Edomites. The Edomites were under him.
He made them slaves.
Solomon's navy was where Mount Seir.
Yeah, all the nations had to bring tribute. Solomon, the same thing with him. He had to bring tribute to us, so it's going to be that way again.
They're like that clown vocab, right? Any information that you bring him that is spot on, he'll ignore it.
Yeah.
Like if you ask him a question, what does this mean? If he can't answer it, he'll just ignore it, man. You know?
He'll talk around it.
He's a tap dancer. And then I saw this motherfucker the other day drinking Mountain Dew. When I saw that, I said, that's why you can't get this, man.
Right.
Drinking Mountain Dew is not going to help your fucking brain. You know, it's not going to help your brain. It's not going to help your spirit.
No.
That's nothing but garbage. So that shows you why you can't get this. Got some fucking nerve drinking Mountain. I got mad, man. Hey, brother, if I catch any of you brothers drinking Mountain Dew, we bringing you to council, man.
Do a do. You got that commercial?
40?
Yeah.
Okay. This Daniel chapter 2, verse 40. And it says, and the fourth kingdom shall be strong as iron, for as which as iron breaketh in pieces and subdueth all things. And as iron that breaketh all these shall it break in pieces and bruise.
That's the Roman Empire. Go ahead.
And it says, and whereas thou sawest the feet and toes, part of potter's clay and part of iron.
Now you go to any scholar, biblical scholar, all right, and you ask them what does that mean, a lot of them won't know. There's a small handful that know. Like that Brexit in England, leaving the EU. Well, that we read about it right now. Go ahead.
And it says, the kingdom shall be divided, but there
Esau's kingdom shall be divided, which is NATO and the EU. Go ahead.
But there shall be in it of the strength of the iron, for as much as thou sawest the iron mixed with miry clay. And as the toes of the feet were part of iron and part of clay, so the kingdom shall be partly strong and partly broken.
Yeah, I walked home.
And we're living in that time. That's the EU breaking up. You got some EU nations, believe it or not, that are making deals with China and with Russia. So it's breaking up. Go ahead.
And it says, verse 43, and whereas thou sawest the iron mixed with miry clay, they shall mingle themselves with the seed of men.
Go ahead.
But they shall not cleave one to another, even as iron is not mixed with clay.
Go ahead.
And in these days after the Salakia, and in these days of those kings.
What days is it talking about? Right now.
Yeah.
We're in that time right now. Go ahead.
And it says, shall the Most High, Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua of heaven, set up a kingdom.
So how is he setting up a kingdom? What we're doing right now. This is the kingdom.
Right.
The handful of us, 5 or 6 or 7 of us speaking, this is a little bit of the kingdom. Then you got other groups. You got brothers out there in LA, you got brothers out there further west in Seattle, you got brothers in Chi-Town, you got brothers in Texas, Florida, all over the place, up in Canada, in England, all over the place. And most of the camps go out on a Saturday. Some go out on like a Friday, or in the middle of the week. So that's the kingdom right there. You're looking at the kingdom being established.
And speaking the truth, the knowledge, which is the gateway to the kingdom. Yahushua said, the kingdom of heaven dwelleth within you. What is that? That's the knowledge. So that's what we're speaking.
Go ahead.
It says, and in those days of these kings shall the power of heaven set up a kingdom which shall never be destroyed. And the kingdom shall
the gates of hell, and thou, Peter, upon this rock I shall build my church, and the gates of hell shall not prevail against it. They ain't talking about no Roman Catholic Church.
Yeah, that's right.
They ain't talking about Baptist. It ain't talking about Mormons. Go ahead.
It says, and the kingdom shall not be left to other people.
That's what I wanted. And the kingdom shall not be left to other people.
Yep.
The kingdom is only for the children of Israel.
Only the Israelites.
All right? Now give me Daniel 7 and 18.
That goes back to the book of Ezra.
Go ahead, read on. Go ahead.
It says, but it shall break in pieces and consume all these kingdoms, and it shall stand forever.
Oh, it said it shall break in pieces.
There you
How
go.
can I forget that? Oh, and somebody saying, brother, get me Psalms 2 and verse 7 and 8. And then go to Revelation 2 verse 26. Go ahead, bring it on out.
This is Mark 3 and 26. It says, and if Satan rise up against Satan himself, and if Satan rise up against himself and be divided, he cannot stand, but hath an end.
Yeah. Well, what's the division? The Democrats, the Democrats and the Republicans.
Yep.
The Democrats and the Republicans. That's the division. And the Democrats, they're not with Trump at all. Even if he does something good, they're totally against him. You know? Go ahead.
All right, this is Psalms 2 and 8. It says, ask of me, and I shall give thee the heathen for thy inheritance, and the uttermost parts of the earth for thy possession.
Go ahead.
Thou shalt break them with a rod of iron.
What did it say? And you just read in Daniel 2, right? That we're gonna break them in pieces. So what does that mean, vocab? Go ahead.
It says, thou shalt dash them into pieces like a potter's vessel. And it says, be wise now, therefore, O ye kings, be instructed, ye judges of the earth.
And the judges of the earth are us, Israelites. Go ahead.
It says, serve Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua with fear.
And Esau ain't serving Yahweh. I tell you that in Revelation. They still gonna be talking shit after the missiles drop. Go ahead.
It says, serve Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua with fear and rejoice with trembling. Kiss the son, lest he be angry.
And they ain't gonna kiss the son. They ain't gonna kiss a so-called black man. All right?
Ain't gonna happen.
That's it on that, right?
Yeah.
Let's go to Revelation 2, verse 25.
This is Revelation 2 and 25. It says, but that which ye have already hold fast till I come, and he that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end.
That's us. He that overcometh and keepeth the Most High's work till the end. And that's what we're doing. We kept this to the end. We didn't turn our back on the plow. We didn't go back in the world. We didn't take vacations. All right. Our number one priority is this. Go ahead.
It says, and he that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end, to him will I give power over the nations, and he shall rule them with a rod of iron. As the vessels of a potter shall they be broken to shivers, even as I have received of my Father.
So we're gonna be beating the hell out of these nations in the kingdom. Give me Psalms 149.
I have Daniel 7, 18.
Okay, go ahead.
This is Daniel chapter 7, verse 18. But the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom.
Who are the saints? Who are the saints? Is there a scripture to prove that?
Yep.
What's the scripture? You don't got to go to it. You can just quote it.
Psalm 148.
Psalm what?
148.
Yep.
13 and 14.
Yep. Psalm 50 and 5. That's
50 and
another
5.
one. Those that have made a covenant with me by sacrifice. All right.
Yep.
So you can't get around it, man. And that's why these news companies, they ain't going to go near us, man. And if they do allow us on their news programs, it's to try to make us look bad. Get us on some controversial bullshit. Because Esau ain't bring you on his news shows
So you can look good.
because he wants to learn about this.
No.
He already knows about this, man.
Yeah, the elites know. The top elites, they already know the truth.
And the biggest threat to this system is the Most High, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua.
Yeah. Well, they know that Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua is the one that's going to bring them down. They know. That's why they paid off certain Israelite groups not to say the name, because they know the name.
and to teach that Edomites can make it, and
Yeah.
you can teach anything you want as long as you in brotherly love. Well, that's not brotherly love. For me to teach you something that's contrary to the scriptures, what am I really showing you? I'm really showing you hate, man.
Yeah, the scriptures tell us that they're wiser than Daniel. So Daniel was a pretty wise man. So don't sleep on Esau. Esau know the truth.
No, Esau, brother. Hey, when you pick up these Edomites and they be talking on the phone, they don't be talking, they don't be snapping jokes.
Nah.
They be talking serious business, man. There's one guy, the last call I had, which was yesterday, I took him to the airport, and he was talking about I think he was talking about a $500 million deal. So he was on the phone, yeah, this is going to be a $500 million deal. Then he's throwing out, yeah, that thing right there, he was talking about this one company that the people that had it, they didn't know what they were doing, so I got to come in, I got to show them, and then I just started talking to the guy. I just started, after he got off the phone, I was conversing with him and shit, and he didn't want to talk, but he kind of did talk because I kind of knew certain thing, and I told him, I said, you should hook up a YouTube, you should consider it, I kind of threw it at him and shit. I said, do you have a YouTube page?
Yeah.
I got a YouTube channel. I said all the major networks. I didn't say that, but I was thinking about that, man.
Right.
So Esau knows that, when he's around certain Jake, he knows that this Jake ain't no regular nigga from the hood.
Right.
He's a studied man.
Right. Now they know.
Yep.
Again, scriptures say there, how's it go? The children of this world is wiser
Then the
than the children of light. That's Esau.
The children of light in their generations.
In their generation.
Yep.
Now when they come back in the kingdom, they're going to be as dumb as
rock.
Because the Most High going to make them stupid.
They're going to be speaking that rudimentary Hebrew.
Yeah.
They're going to be saying "con" out of one con.
You ain't gonna believe. You're gonna be looking at this. Can't be the same cracker that was.
Well, that's in Isaiah 14.
Yeah.
Is this the man that made the world?
They're gonna be so pitiful, man.
Yep. They're gonna be on the bottom, man.
Yeah.
Because now they believe that they really blessed by the Most High, which they are. But they're only blessed for a certain time. We're gonna be blessed forever.
Yeah.
Yes.
It says, but the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom
World without end.
and possess the kingdom forever, even forever and ever.
He said, world will that end? And that's, what is that? Isaiah 45. Yep.
Yeah. The reason why I say even forever
Read
and
that.
ever,
Read that.
because ever means an age.
God.
Ever means an age. So even forever and ever mean age upon age upon age.
A long
From
time.
one
Long
generation to the
time.
next. To the next, to the next, to the next.
And Esau, Esau's gonna be getting his ass kicked for a number of years, and then he's gonna be gathered together and he's gonna be burnt. And that's another thing that vocab runs from. Anytime you bring up Obadiah 1 verse 18, and that stupid clown Nazi said that Edomites not gonna be done away with. Well, nigga, you gonna be done away with. But your black big bubble head ass is gonna come back.
Yep.
You might be Kabar's son. You ain't gonna be my son.
Oh no.
And I'm gonna see to that. You ain't gonna be my son. This big head.
Why me?
Yeah, with
What did I do to deserve
tattoos
it?
on it?
What did I do to deserve that? Such an honor.
I'm messing with you, man. and if you're watching, nigga, I'm messing with you too. But guess what? You ain't gonna make it. You're not a man of the Lord.
come
You were
back.
called. You were called, but you were not chosen.
Many are called, few are chosen.
Just like these young boys, these upstarts.
Adam Ant.
They're Adam Ant and the crew. They're not gonna make it. You know?
Atom Ant. They had a cartoon called Atom Ant. You all
Adam,
remember
I
that?
remember Adam Ant.
Yeah,
Yep.
Atom Ant. Yeah. He was small, but he had all that power. He was an ant, you know.
Looked like a nigga too.
Yeah, it kind of looked like Adam Abbott or Adam Ant or whatever his name is. Man, you put yourself out there, man. That's what you get, man.
Yeah, they're not gonna be around too much longer. You know, they've been and then the people that you came against is the men of the Most High. And we gotta be the men of the Most High. Because if we're not the men of the Most High, then who the hell where are they?
Yeah, where they at? They're
Where
mighty
they
quiet.
at? In Istanbul,
Yeah.
you know?
It says that they shall lift up their voice and never hold their peace. So them guys, they mighty quiet, we would have heard about them. You know?
It says that the Lord will raise up the apostles last. You know? As they were appointed to death.
Somebody put Khan, his intro was up and away. Adam Ant, that was Adam Ant, my brother. That wasn't Adam Ant. Adam Ant was the rock star. Don't drink, don't smoke. What do you do? You know, the guy from.
No, I remember. I remember.
Must be something. That was kind of a bad song.
He might be a nigga anyway.
We don't follow fashion. You know, he had that accent, that English accent.
Yeah, he did this other song. Damn. One of the lyrics is "Shotgun." Oh,
that was you thinking of
White Wedding.
Yeah, you're thinking of Billy Idol.
Oh, Billy Idol. Yeah, right. You're right.
Yeah,
You're right. You're right. Yep. You're right.
Yeah, Khan.
Yep.
Adam Ant.
Yeah, Adam Ant used to kind of dress like Prince.
Yep.
You know. Yep.
Goody two shoes.
Yeah,
That's him.
Yeah,
Goody two shoes.
Yeah, goody two. Don't drink, smoke, don't smoke. Yep.
He wants to be a goody two shoes Israelite.
Yep.
Adam Ant.
All right, so let's go. Where we at? I said earlier.
17?
Yeah, get that, and then go to Revelation. Go back to Revelation 3, verse 5, because the angel spoke of those different churches. He spoke about the church of the Nicolaitans, right? And the Nicolaitans, I forgot the meaning. I believe it. Nicolaitans said something of the people, victory over the people, or something like that. I forgot what the word. This dude did a video on that. Dunyala, Priest Dunyala did a video on it. He broke down the word. Victory over the people, some shit like that.
You want Revelation first, or you want?
Get Isaiah.
It's Isaiah chapter 45 and verse 17. But Israel shall be saved in the Lord with everlasting salvation. Ye shall not be ashamed nor confounded, world without end.
That's it. I was talking about Israel. Now let's go back to Revelation when we left off.
All right, so this is Revelation 3 and 5. It says, he that overcometh,
How do you spell it out?
the same shall be clothed in white raiment,
Oh, that's why I got it.
and I will not blot out his name out of the book of life. But I will confess his name before my Father
I think it
and
is.
before his angels.
I-N-E-S?
Go ahead.
He that hath an ear, let him hear what the Spirit saith unto the churches.
T-I-N-E-S.
And to the angel of the church of Philadelphia,
Take it to Google.
these things
Take it
said,
to Google.
he that has the,
Yeah,
That's what I always
yeah.
say.
it says, he that hath these things said he that is holy.
That's what he's reading at in Revelation 2.
Oh, okay.
That's going to mention. No, I meant to say go to Revelation 2.
Oh, Nicolaitans. Okay.
Go to Revelation 2 and 5.
Nicolaitans.
It says, this is Revelation 2 and 5. Remember, therefore, from whence thou art fallen, and repent, and do the first works, or else I will come unto thee quickly, and will remove thy candlestick out of his place, except thou repent.
Yeah, so there's guys that have been, we done witnessed thousands of guys, right? Good boy?
Yeah.
We done witnessed thousands of guys come in this thing and go back out. So there's thousands of guys that were part of this truth and back in the world, getting ready to eat a missile. And like I said earlier, we found out 2 of them dropped dead. Go ahead.
Yeah.
It says, but this thou hast, that thou hatest the deeds of the Nicolaitans.
The Nicolaitans is a church that was going off.
Okay.
So the Most High said you're supposed to hate them. Go ahead, not love them. Go ahead.
Right. It says that thou hatest the deeds of the Nicolaitans, which I also hate. He that hath an ear, let him hear what the Spirit saith unto the churches. To him that overcometh will I eat of the tree of life, which is in the midst of the paradise of the Most High.
Go ahead.
And unto the angel of the church in Smyrna, right? These
That's what I'm
things
looking
said
for,
the first and the last, which is
don't
dead
really say too much
and
in
is
there.
alive.
Yeah, I don't.
I know thy works in tribulation and poverty, which thou art rich. I'm sorry, but thou art rich. And I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews and are
It don't
not,
have the, you know how it
but are
says
the
that's the
synagogue of
dictionary?
Satan.
Go
I
ahead.
don't got that.
Fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer.
I look
Behold, the
up the
devil
root
shall
word.
cast some of you into prison, that ye may be tried,
Nikolaos.
and ye shall have tribulation 10 days. Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life.
Go ahead.
He that hath an ear, let him hear what the Spirit saith unto the churches.
Read on.
He that overcometh shall not be hurt of the second death.
He that overcometh shall not be hurt of the second death. So what's the second death? When you look up the precept, the second death, it's talking about the first death was when the Most High took him out by a flood. The second death is going to come by fire. And that's in 2 Peter's the third chapter almost from the top. So go to that. The second death is the fire, or the fire this time, which are missiles. Go ahead.
What the point of the
Go to the point.
Alright, so this is 2 Peter 3 and 5. For this they willingly are ignorant of, that by the word of the Most High the heavens were of old, and the
You know,
earth...
I'm sorry. Start from the first verse.
Okay. It's verse 3 and 1. It says, this second epistle, beloved, I now write unto you. In both I stir up your pure minds by way of remembrance, that ye may be mindful of the words which were spoken before by the holy prophets, and of the commandment of us, the apostles of
There
of the
goes
Lord.
the apostles, and of us the apostles.
Yep.
Okay, and when we first got on the scene and started calling ourselves elders, pretty much everybody started calling themselves elders. But when we call ourselves apostles, if you notice that, nobody really calls themselves apostles.
Yeah, they started calling us elders. We didn't even
Yeah,
call
yeah,
us.
that's right,
They,
that's
started,
right.
they gave us that title.
Yep.
We noticed they started calling us elders. And then Apostle Tahar gave the order to call us apostles, which the word apostle just means sent away. That's all it means.
What it means. Go ahead.
It says, and of the commandment of us,
Got mad at
the
that.
apostles of the Lord and Savior. Knowing this first, that there shall come in the last days scoffers, walking after their own lusts.
And that has been fulfilled.
Oh yeah.
That's being fulfilled every day. Scoffers. Anybody that comes up against the true men of the Lord, they're scoffers.
Scoffers, yep.
Go ahead.
It says, and saying, where is the promise of his coming? For since the fathers fell asleep, all things continue as they were from the beginning.
And that's why a lot of guys fell off and got kicked out and didn't keep spreading the word. They just went back in the world, man. Go ahead.
It says, all things continue as they were from the beginning of the creation. For this they willingly are ignorant of, that by the word of the Most High, that the heavens were of old, and the earth standing out of the water and in the water,
That goes back to Noah. Go ahead.
whereby the world that then was, being overflowed with water, perished.
That was the first death.
That's the first step, yep.
It says, but the heavens and the earth, which are now by the same word are kept in store, reserved unto fire against the day of judgment and perdition of ungodly men.
Yeah, that's the nuclear missiles along with the chariots. Because when Yahushua come back, he's gonna bring his own brand of fire. Them fire gonna come out them chariots and gonna be burning people up, burning buildings, burning cars. That's where Esau got the movie The War of the Worlds from. The one made back in the 50s and the one made back in 2005 with Tom Cruise. They got that out the Bible. And we've been saying that.
Yeah, Isaiah saw the mushroom cloud, which he called the heavens rolling together like a scroll. So how is somebody going to say that those are not the missiles? You know?
Yeah, the scripture said with fire will the Lord plead with all flesh. So the Lord himself going to be bringing fire. I am come, wait a minute, he said that. Luke 12 and 49, I am come to send fire upon the earth. And what will I be already kindled? So by the time Yahushua come back, the fire is going to be already kindled. You know? You're going to have race wars, you're going to have race riots.
Or earthquakes. You got a
Earthquakes.
major earthquake that took place yesterday in Alaska.
Yeah.
And they're all messed up now. And it said nobody died, but that's going to take a long time to build itself back up. It said the roads, highways are broken. You know?
Paradise, California,
Yeah,
the
Paradise,
forest fire.
Paradise is no more for Esau.
Yeah, I remember
No?
we used to watch, what is it, Millennium 2000, or it was another one?
Yeah,
Lucifer
Millennium-
2000.
Lucifer 2000.
I think it was, what's his name?
Terry Cook.
No, the guy with the funny toupee. Anthony Hilda. He said he looked during the Rodney King riots. He looked across the city with like 3,000 fires going on concurrently at the same time. 3,000 fires. And that's just a little Rodney King riot. So imagine when the whole of America's rioted. You're gonna have fire all over the place, man. People, during riots, people burn down buildings, they burn down stores.
Cars.
So Yahweh Shai is gonna be coming around that time. And he's gonna bring, like the Jamaicans say, more fire. He's gonna bring more fire.
He's gonna bring real fire.
He's gonna bring real fire, man.
Real fire, man.
Hey, because you got the riots over there in France, right? They call it the Yellow Jackets. And then also they are in Brussels, Belgium now doing the same exact thing. You know, so you got riots breaking out all over the place.
That's Second Ezra's 15.
And we can see it. You know why? Because the prophets were called seers. So in your mind's eye, you can see it. You can see all these buildings on fire. You can see it, man. You can see it, brothers. And those that can't see it, that means you're not a prophet. You ain't a seer.
The Most High didn't open up your eyes.
The Most High ain't dealing with you. Your spiritual eye is shut, man. Your third eye, as they say.
Another precept.
You've been being hit with that 44 hertz.
Yeah, that goes over a lot of people's heads. You might want to speak on that.
Well, yeah, you have like different vibrations bring different spirits out of people. And prior to 1940, we had the frequency for music was 42 hertz, I believe it was, if I'm not mistaken, or was it 400? Yeah, 42 hertz, I think it was, or 430 something. But then during the 1939, 1940, it was changed to 44 hertz, which sends a different vibration out. And they showed with like some sand, and I think it was a bronze, a slab of metal, and they showed how the both sounds, the same song was played on both sounds, and the one with the 42 hertz, everything was symmetrical, connected, but the other one was all broken up. The same thing with water. So there's a vibration that's carried with that 44 hertz that they have now in music that alters the makeup of people and separate them from the Most High. You know? Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's why it says
Did
this.
somebody also hold up Isaiah 29 verse 9?
If I may read the scripture real quick, it says, the book of Psalm 64 and 6. Well, let me start 5. They encourage themselves in an evil matter. They commune of laying snares privately. That's the elites beyond the society that do things like that. Laying snares privately. They say, who shall see them? They search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search. Someone had to search and get the research on that. Okay, if we play this amount of hertz, it'll fuck people's minds up. And
Oh, well, they got that whole thing about heart.
Right.
yeah, the heart. Yeah. So this is what these devils do. They got all the money in the world. So what they create the money. So what's left to excite them?
Right.
They want excitement. Well, fuck around with other people. Fuck over other people. Fuck with their minds. You know? That's what
Remember
they
they
do.
had an earthquake in China a couple years back, and it was on YouTube.
Yeah.
And I believe it was the Japanese. Either was
It's all right.
I think it was a tsunami in Japan, where they told where Esau told the Japanese the heads that if you don't do what we say do, we're going to cause an earthquake to take place. And they said that they saw like a red, and they showed it on YouTube, that they showed like this red cloud, long cloud, and when they saw it, that's when the earthquake came.
Yeah.
So this earthquake in Alaska should probably happen because of HAARP, because I think they got HAARP up there. They got the whatever
Towers
the apparatus and whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, and I believe it was the Japanese. They were coming out with an electric car. It was all ready to go.
Yeah, that's when that happened.
Okay.
Yeah.
And they didn't want that to happen because that would have cut into the petrol down. You know, so what they did was they sent an earthquake that caused those nuclear reactors to malfunction. Fukushima, yeah.
You know, I read this. 3 weeks after they dropped the first bomb in Hiroshima, 3 weeks after that, they had a research team. Esau sent a research team down there to get feedback and data from what happened with those missiles.
Check that out.
3 weeks after. They
Well, this devil
This
is
is what
known
he
as
does.
the prince of the power of the air.
yeah. This is what this devil does, man.
Hey, that's that hurt, that 44 hertz.
That's it. That's it.
So that's the scripture. It says they search out iniquities. Who the hell is that talking about, man?
Right.
They search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search.
You gotta have money for that.
And they got all the money, so the average guy, he's just thinking of how he can pay his bills.
Right.
These guys are thinking of how they can fuck people over.
Right.
Yep.
And get a frill at doing it. They get off on doing that shit.
Yeah.
These devils, they got what do you call it? Kill flicks, or flicks of people dying, horrible deaths. They got flicks of people jumping out of the twin towers, and they get off
Snuff
on it.
film.
Well, that was a
Snuff films.
sacrifice.
Yeah, snuff
Them
films.
buildings going down was a sacrifice.
And they get off on that, man. This is who's ruling over us. People like that.
That's why they gotta get put down.
They search out iniquities, they accomplish a diligent search. Both the inward thought of every one of them and the heart is deep. So there you go. So they're thinking of ways of how to keep us perpetually in slavery.
Think tanks.
Think tanks of how to keep us stupid, how to keep us dummified, if that's a word.
Right.
You gotta, bring it out, bro.
And then in Psalms 10, it speaks about how they lay snares privily to catch the poor, you know, and that's all part of their plan.
But the Lord, pursuant to 2 Corinthians 2 and 11, the Lord said we're not ignorant of their devices because the Lord has given us that mind.
And that number one device is the mark of the beast.
Mark of the beast.
And it's spiritual but that the Most High closed the eyes of all these camps. None of these camps got the mark of the beast. The only ones that got it is ones that were part of us that broke off and did their own thing.
Yeah.
But even some of them don't really believe it because they don't push it, man.
Yeah.
Hey man, I put in Mark of the Beast on my page, and there was just at least 20, 30 videos, man.
Look at that. Yeah. In that video, the capitalist conspiracy, G. Edward Griffin, he said, after a man has more power, after a man has more money than his heart could wish, what is left to excite him?
That's right.
Raw power over human beings.
Yep.
He said, it's right in the video. This is how these devils
And
think, man.
there's nothing wrong with that. They're in the power seat, so
They're
they
in the
want to
power
have
seat,
power. And we're going to have the next power seat.
gonna have the power.
And they're going to be on the bottom.
Right.
They said power corrupts and absolute power corrupts.
Well, absolute power and righteousness doesn't corrupt.
Right,
No.
that's right.
You know?
Right.
How wish I proved that?
When the righteous are in authority, the people, when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn.
How
And
wish I
people are
proved that?
mourning all over the world because of this man's system.
Well, that's why there's all these riots and people starving.
Yeah.
You know, because of this devil.
Yeah, because of this devil.
Hey, because you have countries out there that were actually well-to-do until this devil got up in there.
Right, and Esau causes all this.
Yeah.
Oh, well, the movie.
So now it's time for him, but he don't want to, this devil, this
He don't
white
wanna go.
nigga,
He
this
don't
red nigga don't want to pay.
You don't want to fake. Oh, well, the movie, Erin Brockovich, the movie, it ain't about a white woman with big titties, all right? It's about companies that were polluting certain homes. People, their children was being deformed, their children was getting sick, and this woman,
Esau don't fucking give a shit.
Right.
this woman, Erin Brockovich, went to the companies and brought it to him, stuck it to him. Said, look, you're responsible for all these deformities, and they show you that in the movie. That's a good movie to watch. It shows you the wickedness of Esau.
Yeah.
And then they have, they have plausible deniability. Yeah, well, we have nothing to do with that. You know?
Yeah, they got an island, I think it's an island off Puerto Rico, if I'm not mistaken, it's called Vieques, where Esau does a lot of their testing for the military.
And Culebra.
In Culebra, right? And a lot of the people in that area are
Deformed,
deformed and all of that. You know? Plum Island.
That's why I was going to mention that. Plum Island.
Plum Island.
They got all, they're doing all kind of experiments, making hybrid monsters and shit.
Proverbs 29 and 2. I got to read that. That's why you devils got to
Well, we
go.
quoted it, but bring it out. We quoted it, but go ahead and bring it out.
Proverbs 29 and 2. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn.
Now
There you
jump
go,
down
man.
to the 16th book.
Yeah,
And
that's
go
a
to
good
the Apocrypha.
one.
Somebody get that first Maccabee.
When the wicked are multiplied, transgression increaseth, but the righteous shall see their fall. Yeah, transgression. And what is transgression? The breaking of the Lord's law. Sin. 1 John 3 and 4. So this man constantly transgresses.
Oh, Isaiah 24 and 5.
Yep.
Get that. Bring that out.
Yep. Come.
First time I heard that dramatically was by what's his name?
W. Armstrong?
No. This guy, Orson Welles.
Oh, Orson Welles?
She might have been in jail.
Benny
He got
Hill.
all into the spirit and reading it.
Benny Hill did a skit, or they call it, or Horse and Buggy.
Oh boy.
Which Benny Hill, he could have been in jail. Isaiah 24:5, it says, the earth also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof, because they have transgressed the laws.
And now, what does it say in Daniel 7?
Yep.
They
Yeah.
altered the law. They changed. How's the quote? The quote go?
Somebody get it.
Change the laws.
Okay. 7:25.
Yeah, because there's certain laws on how to take care of the earth, like the tribe of Gad. The reason why they kept migrating, because you had to farm the land a certain area for 6 years, then the 7th year you let
Which
it
they
rest.
don't do that.
Right,
That's why a fucking watermelon is this big.
exactly.
When a grape, a cluster of grape, you need 2 strong men,
Yeah.
not 2 crackhead men to
Right.
carry. You need 2 strong men to carry.
Yeah.
You know?
So Esau don't follow that law. You know, they'll work the land to death, man.
Right.
And then when the
Because
land,
they don't prescribe to the scriptures, man.
yeah, and then when the land is plagued, you know what Esau said? I know what I'll do. I'll put pesticide in the land. I'll take care of them
Yeah,
bugs.
Monsanto.
The
That's why
most-
you have GMO
Yep.
foods. And most of these nations outside of America, they don't want the Koreans, they don't want the beef. The beef is no good.
Yeah.
They don't want their chicken, they don't want their produce. They don't want none of that.
Yeah, the reason why you have pests in your land, you dumb, stupid cracker, because you're not following the laws.
Right.
So the Lord is plaguing you by sending those pests to plague the land, because you're not following instruction. What is that? Psalm 50.
Right. Unto the wicked, what has thou to do to declare
Seeing
my
thou,
statutes?
yeah, seeing thou hatest instruction.
Yeah. And casting my word
And casting
behind
my words behind. The Lord tells us how to farm the land, how to work the land. The tribe of Gad knew. That's why they kept migrating.
you. Hey, but they say in God we trust. This is Daniel
That's
7.
why you ain't got nothing to say to us, devil. You ain't got jack shit to say to us, man. And you get mad, man.
And we're the only ones that's telling you the truth.
Yeah, you really get mad.
We're
When
telling you who you are in the scriptures. Every nation that you see that you bump into, you work with, you go to this supermarket or wherever, you go to the movie. Anybody that you see on the planet, they're all mentioned in these scriptures, and they have their biblical names in the scriptures.
Yes.
But is Esau teaching the East Indians that they're Elamites?
Oh, hell no.
You know, no matter how far you go, and you go to university, like a Negro, he go to university, and when he has all the degrees that he can get, the doctorate degree, guess what? Ask the nigga what's his nationality.
You don't know.
He don't know.
My people, Isaiah 1 and 3, we read that earlier. And just like Job said, they're children of fools. This is proof. You know, like I was watching the 2 brothers from England. They said, Esau, you're a bad manager. You've proven you can't manage the affair. You can't, so you got to be fired.
Yeah.
And then the one brother, he said, that's why the Lord is literally going to come with fire, because you got to be fired. You're a bad manager. You're a bad host. You got to go. You couldn't do the job. You done polluted the earth.
He made the world a wilderness.
Made the world a wilderness. You're making women out of the men, men out of the women. You got GMO foods.
Oh, they made these 2 babies. They changed their DNA, where they said, well, they could never get HIV. You know?
Hey, then the word economy means house management.
House management.
So they can't manage the house.
So they're bad managers, so they got to be fired. Yes, brother.
This is Isaiah 24, verse 5. It says,
The keepers of the house shall tremble.
the earth also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof.
What inhabitants? And then Esau has the nerve to say, because man has polluted. No, you, Esau, you polluted.
They don't
the earth.
blame it on us.
Don't put it on us, man.
Red
Yeah, you
nigga.
fucking
Don't
devil.
blame it on us.
Because man has polluted the
They're
earth.
gonna say, man. The fuck you talking about, man?
Yeah.
You see? You get mad?
Yeah, you do get mad.
Esau
You get
You
mad,
devils
man.
did that, man. You
Because man has polluted.
Yeah.
you did that.
That's right.
You did that.
Yeah, because you have the power and the money and the resources
Right.
to either clean up or destroy.
Bro, all we got to do is go on Google There's a website, 15 of the worst companies that polluted the earth. You'll see every last one of them companies is spearheaded by a so-called white man. Every last one of them. Ain't no nigga with his hat backwards over that community, man.
And that's why this devil got to go. Red nigga got to go.
There's nothing, like I said, devil, there's nothing you could say to us, man. Ain't a goddamn thing you could say to us, man.
Yep.
We hate you, man. We hate you.
And these byproducts of these companies, they just dump them in the ocean, dump them in.
There you go.
On land.
Fluoride. They told you that fluoride for the kids, their teeth and all that. They put it in toothpaste, but basically that's a byproduct of aluminum. So basically aluminum, that's why you got people with Alzheimer's disease, MS, autism. You got man, you said autism, man. You devils gonna fucking pay, man.
That's right. Oh, rat poison. Isn't fluoride the main ingredient? Rat poison?
Man.
Rat poison, brothers.
Well, they say if you buy, I gotta do this myself. If you buy toothpaste, it tells you warning if you should swallow toothpaste and call 911. Right. All right? I don't know if they took it off. Oh, on your cigarette boxes.
Yep.
Your Newports, your Winstons and all that.
Yeah.
It says that this could cause cancer.
Could kill
But
you.
yet yet they allow you to buy that shit.
They allow
man.
you to buy it. But this man ain't.
And
the
that's
devil.
why you just can't be beat down and go into slavery. You will have to be done away with. Every last one of you.
Yep.
There will be a time where we're gonna look around, pursuant to Job 20. Where's this devil at?
Where's the devil at? Yeah, come.
And that includes you, vocab.
Because you're no good, man. You're no good.
You're no good.
You're no good.
You're no good. You're no good. Baby, you're no good. I wanna say it.
It's an old song.
And the chick that sung it, she's Issachar, right?
Yeah, Issachar, right? Yeah.
It says, the earth also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof, because they have transgressed the laws,
That's right. That's right.
changed the ordinance, and broken the everlasting covenant. Therefore hath the curse devoured the earth, and they that dwell therein are desolate. Therefore the inhabitants of the earth are burned, and few men left.
Yeah. Therefore, the curse has devoured the earth. So that's why they have to have pesticides.
Right.
We ain't gonna have no pesticides in our kingdom, and our fruits are gonna be so big. Well, it's gonna go back to that. Two strong men. It ain't gonna be because of no Roundup, all right? Roundup or what was some of them?
That's the main one.
Yeah, the main one is
Monsanto.
Roundup. Yeah.
Monsanto.
Hey, didn't the Lord say that because Cain killed Abel, the earth was cursed for his sake?
Yeah.
You know? So ever since then, the earth has been in decline.
And
he
you're
ain't
Cain.
Cain.
And you're
Yeah.
Cain.
You're Cain.
You're Cain. You're Esau.
Yep.
You're the devil.
Yep.
Yeah.
You're the
Satan.
prince of
Devils
darkness.
don't want to, man. It kills me, man. Esau do a movie or a documentary or write a book on any fucking subject,
Yep.
except for Esau.
Yeah. Because they know they're Esau.
Because they know that they're Esau.
They know that.
And they know that.
This is Isaiah 26 and 10. It says, let favor be shown to the wicked, yet will he not learn righteousness.
And favor was shown to them. The Lord allowed them to rule the earth. And what? In less than what? In less than 800 years, look at what they've done to the earth.
Fucked it up.
When the Borgias came on the scene, around the latter part of the 1300s. Now we're going into what? 2020. So that's about what? 700 years, going on to 800. Look what they did to the earth.
Alexander's 4 generals. It says when they started ruling, evils
Oh, well, let's go to
multiplied.
that.
They got this.
Well, we're supposed to bring that out.
Yeah, let's go to that.
You know, showing you that this is the fucking devil, man.
And then Yahweh Shai said it best.
Yeah.
He said, if he don't come back, there's no flesh left to be saved.
Come on.
Because this devil's a madman.
Fucking
He's destroying everything, man. So how can anybody want this devil to stay in power? How can anybody in their right mind want him to stay in power? You'll be dead.
Yeah.
All right? Do you understand that? You'll be destroyed.
All right.
Okay?
Hey, they'll destroy themselves.
Don't let me have to pull out the 29th scroll. Anybody remember it?
Beware of the beast, for he is the devil's pawn.
Born in the harbinger of death.
Right.
Let him not
read great numbers. Beware the beast man.
He will not only make a desert of your home, but of his also.
Yeah, that should be a scripture.
Well, that shows you that these elites know.
Yeah.
That shows you to write a scroll like that. That shows you they know.
Right.
Yeah.
But then you notice what they said, the beast
Ooh,
man.
the beast, yeah,
You should
yeah.
have said the beast, the so-called white man.
Yeah.
The beast, the so-called white man, not man. The so-called white man.
Well, we knew it was a white man because Charlton Heston, his non-acting ass.
They flashed the camera on him when he was reading it. And then he had his head down. He put his head
From
down.
my cold, I mean, even when he was the head of the NRA, he had to hammer it up.
Yeah.
From my cold dead hand.
He thought he was acting.
Yeah, I guess,
No, that dude is an act. He's just a lousy actor.
I guess these devils had enough.
Yeah, they had it.
Yeah.
I guess they had
been there the
enough.
whole
They've been
time.
there. It's just sitting there all that time.
But you know what? But we're some kind of threat.
Huh?
All we do is read the
Yeah,
Bible.
yeah.
But it's
Well, they
always,
had
it's always
enough.
a
They had
threat.
enough.
But it's always a threat to these motherfuckers, man.
See, they had enough. Fucking devils,
Hey, the
man.
spirit had his lead
patty
on
whack.
Esau.
Yeah.
And then they left.
That's it.
They had enough.
But
That's how
we're
you
a
get
threat.
rid of
They're
them.
gonna find some ordinance. Well, wait a minute.
Yeah.
I'm at 1, 2, 3,
Yeah.
4, 5, 6, 7. If
just
there's 8
laugh
of
at
y'all,
them.
if there's 8 or more people, listen, a gang meeting commencing and shit.
Hey, you was there, brother. In 9/11, when we all when they put us in the jail, was we all fucked up, brother?
No.
Man, we was making fun of them fucking
Yeah.
devils, man.
I mean, I was mad that I was in there, but afterwards,
No, but
you know.
go back to when we were, remember, we were praying in the Hebrew,
We're
and then the
They're
cop
telling-
said, "Shut up!"
They wanted us to shut up.
Yeah, man, we were tormenting them, man. We were tormenting.
And when I was reading about Paul,
Yeah,
when the earthquake came and the doors opened,
yeah, there you
and
go.
the prison guard,
That's it.
he took out the sword and said to kill himself.
Right,
Yeah,
right,
yeah,
right.
yeah. You-
But then the Apostle Paul said, the Apostle Paul, I read the scripture, he said the
Yeah,
Apostle
yeah.
Paul said, don't worry, we're still here.
Yep,
You
yep.
know,
Do thyself no harm.
do thyself no harm.
Paul and
Yep.
Silas. Yeah, you
Yep,
did that in the
yep,
video.
yep.
Yeah,
But when it was happening, Paul and Silas were singing.
yeah, they were singing.
They were singing. Yep.
Yeah, they were saying the songs.
And they said everybody in the prison heard them.
Yeah.
They were singing songs. You know?
Well, in 9/11 in the joint, you remember, brother?
Of course I
We
remember,
were sending
yeah.
up there, we were
Yeah,
praying.
I can't
we
forget
were,
that.
we were praying the Hebrew.
Yeah.
Them cops was all mad. We were looking at him. Then the one cop said to me, "Ain't nobody afraid of you, Mr. Big Time TV Star." Remember that?
That means they were afraid.
He said, he looked at, I said, "Look at you, man. You afraid, man. You afraid." Because the spirit that was on me was like, I didn't give a fuck, you know? And he's I'm sorry,
Nah,
fucking
hey,
excited.
hey.
Yeah, but you get hyped, man.
Yeah.
You know, they had me in the cell, so what? You know? I said, look
Remember
at
they
you,
had
you
us in the
scared, man.
tombs? Remember they had us in the
Oh,
tombs?
man.
And there was all kind of guys in there. Oh, you all the Israelites, man.
Yeah. He said, what y'all call somebody?
Yeah.
Because we had no shoes on.
Yeah, we had no shoes. Yeah.
You wait till the Lord give us that power, man.
Oh, and then we had the lawyers before the judge, and they all said the same thing. They said, look, we all know about the Israelites, you know?
Right.
He said, y'all don't pretend that y'all don't know that these are the Israelites. If you're on 34th Street, you know?
And the one lady, the one CEO lady, she said, the Israelites gang. They're not a gang.
Yeah, the Jake
Yeah,
shit,
yeah.
Yeah, he said they're not a gang.
Yeah, she's the one that went and got us the shoes because he was walking around barefoot.
Yeah, the cop that arrested me at the school, he was driving like a maniac. He was on the phone with his wife. Yeah, honey, I'm okay. Fucking. He's on the phone with his wife. Hey, honey, I'm okay. I'm in the back seat. And I'm in my mind, I'm laughing at this motherfucker. Then he's driving all wild, so the spirit said, "Hey, brace your knee in the back of the seat." So every time he would go like, I would be like, "Yeah, motherfucker, yeah,
Handcuffs were tight. Fuck.
yeah."
I think I had
Because
cuts
the Lord,
on my
it
foot.
ain't us, brothers. The Lord put that spirit on you.
Yeah.
He puts that spirit on you. It ain't us. It will happen to you, brothers. If you're sincere, you watch. When that time comes, the Lord puts such a mighty spirit on you. Boy, yeah, man.
And they had his chain, hand and feet.
Yep.
They go around their waist, their feet, and their hands.
Orange jumpers.
Orange, yeah.
Orange,
Well, that was the Lord.
They didn't do us that bad in the tomb.
yeah.
And the Lord delivered us, man. He the main thing He delivered, and then right down, He made it where we waited for you.
Yeah.
right? Because
Oh yeah, under protest.
And
that under a protest.
that was the last time I dealt with that law shit.
Yeah. But notice they didn't let us go until the Lord made sure every last brother left.
But you have a right to say under protest.
Yeah.
But you ain't-
Well, it's a nigga woman. The nigga woman. What that? What's that? What you remember? The nigga.
Well,
What you
she's
signed there?
probably
What you
dead.
signed there?
She's dead.
What you signed there?
That bitch is dead.
And then
She probably signed her own death certificate.
they put me back in the bullpen after that.
Yeah. But we weren't leaving until this brother, right?
They
And
made,
then we're-
they
And when
made
they
him change
are,
his
if they're
clothes.
not dead,
Remember?
they're fucked up half
Yeah,
crazy. You know?
And then they demonized us so much, brothers. Them niggas actually thought we did it.
Yeah.
Because when we came out the cell, it was a bunch of grimy niggas. Remember?
Yeah.
They said, "Don't blow up your brothers, yo. Don't
yo,
blow up your." And we're
That's
looking
showing you how
at it.
stupid.
We're looking at these. You
Jake
really
is,
think
Jake
we?
is a stupid ass.
Yeah.
Oh,
Jake
man.
is so stupid. So when the time comes, when Jake, well, we already see it. And when a nigga gets shot by the cops, we don't. Oh,
don't
that's
give a
that,
fuck.
you know,
That one Jake that got shot in the I think
Recently in
Basso
Alabama?
Rukai, yeah, and then the other elders were doing a live show and they showed him getting shot. He said, man, he felt like a real nigga. You know, the way when the cop shot him, he was over.
It was beautiful. And me and this man, we walked all the way from the jail cell. We walked all the way back to the school. We didn't give a shit. We walked all the way back to the school. When we got to the school, there was this car coming down. I'll never forget it. Somebody yelled out the car. They go, "You motherfuckers, fuck you, motherfucker!" I was like, they really think that we had something to do with 9/11, man. That's how much Esau had demonized us. You know?
Yep.
Yeah. Whoever got
so now it's time for you to pay.
yeah.
Yeah, because you know what, them COs, they were trying to get us into the
Federal system, man.
well, no, actually, you know, because you got the bullpen and then you got in
population.
population.
Yeah.
Because they set motherfuckers up.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, because they were so pissed off that you don't get them in population and do something to them.
Yep.
So I was the last one. So they, you know, that Puerto Rican motherfucker, he was salivating. You know, 'cause I saw him. You know, he was like, yeah, we got it, because he was waiting, he was looking.
And you know what? There's no chance of them to repent.
Nope.
They can't repent.
Nope.
The Most High is not going to open up their eyes to see that they're Israel.
Yeah.
You know? Hey, bottom line is, fuck the 2/3.
Fuck 'em, man.
You know?
That's right.
And any enemies of ours, the hell with it, man.
That's right.
Hey, well, that's what. Hey, well, I'm gonna echo what Elder Apostle Tar said years ago on Wall Street. He said, when the time comes, I'm only for the righteous. And I always remember that he said that, you know, from way back then. But that was the spirit, because the Lord is only gonna deal with the elect when that time comes. That's why he said, "My servant shall eat, my servant shall drink, my servant shall rejoice, my servant shall sing for joy of heart." And but these
But matter of fact,
two
get that.
these
in
two-thirds
Get that in Isaiah.
they gonna catch hell, man.
Isaiah 65.
Well, remember when they came to arrest us? Remember, there were so many people in the. We didn't know there was that many people living in
lived
that in that neighborhood, man.
Oh, yeah.
There were so many people you couldn't even see the houses. They were all there to watch the cops come and beat down on us and do what
Yeah.
they had to do.
And they were happy too.
Yeah, they were happy.
Hell yeah. One bitch said she saw the bomb come out the house.
They interviewed a stupid ass
dumb,
nigga.
stupid
Remember
ass.
the stupid ass nigga on the
Yeah,
newsreel? You know, if I could do something, I would.
Oh, yeah.
What the fuck was he gonna do?
Hey, you know what, man? Those motherfuckers are not our people.
Hell
man.
right.
fucking no.
They're not Israelites. They're heathens.
Yeah.
And that's why when you read the New Testament, Paul was going to the Gentiles. He would call them Gentiles because that's what they were. They were acting like heathens, other nations.
Yeah, so when we tell you, brothers, we've been through it, man. We fucking been through it, man. We talking based upon
So
experience,
we've been
man.
tested. We've been tested a bunch of times. You know. So
And
we
we
got it.
still
Out?
here.
You got it.
This is Isaiah. This is Isaiah 65 and 11. It says, "But ye are
What does it
they."
say in the 9th verse?
I will bring forth a seed out of Jacob, and out of Judah, an inheritor of my mountains, and mine elect shall inherit it, and my servants shall dwell there. And Sharon shall be a fold of flocks, and the valley of Kor a place for the herds to lie down in, for my people that.
Well, we know that that's the kingdom on earth, and it ain't gonna be. We're not gonna be living up in heaven. We're gonna be physical people on the earth, but we're gonna be like supermen, superwomen, extraterrestrials. Go ahead.
Yep. It says, "For my people that have sought me."
And if I may say, brothers have had visions on that. You had the one brother from England, his woman don't even believe And I was doing the Uber when I could barely drive, man. I was so excited. And she didn't believe.
What she say?
She said basically she saw herself in the kingdom, but she's a so-called white woman, but she saw herself as a so-called black woman, which proves that
she's an Israelite.
which proves the Lord is going to change us. We all going to be changed. and then she said she saw herself walking on she saw herself in front of a palace. The palace was made of solid gold. You saw the video?
Yeah. Said she she made a right.
Yep.
And she seen like waterfalls.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? She said she seen the
Because the brother asked her, he said, did you make a left or a right? She said, no, I made a right. He said, that's spiritual. Because the right hand side, Yeah.
It says, verse 11, but ye are they that forsake the Lord, that forget my holy mountain, that prepare a table for that truth.
Yeah, and they're the same number that's going to take that chip.
That means prepare a table for that truth. That means you doing the bidding of the so-called white man.
Yeah, which includes taking that chip. They're going to line up like sheep to take that chip. Watch.
Hey, that's what the scripture say, that they that consent unto them shall be had in derision.
You still going to scare them a little, do a little terrorist attacks, maybe take out a couple of blocks with a dirty bomb, and them niggas going to line up like sheep. Yes, Mr. White Man, please put that chip so I can be safe, please. Please save me. Save me.
Oh, niggas gonna be quick to get that chip. Because number one, they don't know that it's in the scriptures.
Right.
And then when we say it, and every other camp, because I keep saying it, all them other Israelite camps, ain't none of them teaching that the mark of the beast is a chip.
That's it.
They ain't teaching it. So when we say it, they ain't gonna listen to us because we're the world's most hated group out there, man. The most controversial group out there. Not Yohana, he's not the most controversial man.
clown.
You hardly ever see that guy.
That
You
clown.
hardly ever see that dude.
That's a fucking clown.
And that's why the Most High said he chose the foolish to confound the wise or something along those lines. Because we consider to be the foolish, the off-scouring, the grimiest. Like Nate's man, he said in Spanish, but in Spanish it sounds a lot more derogatory. He said that these guys are dirty, they're disgraceful. But you know what? The way
That's scripture.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah. And it's beautiful though.
Yeah.
We'll
that's
take
And
scripture.
that dude, I spoke to him face to face.
Right. Oh, that's the same one.
That's the same dude, man.
Yeah.
I spoke to him and I showed him the scriptures and I kept telling him to go to the 17th verse. Revelation 13:17. And he didn't want to go to it, man.
Right. Because they know that if they really sat down and actually looked into it, if the spirit of
This is what they do.
Right.
This is what they do. whatever the schoolmaster says, they just blindly, they don't question nothing, man.
Yeah.
Now back at the One West, I used to question with Yeshaya and Ariah, all of them, man.
Right.
I used to question them, man.
Yep.
And I'm one of the few brothers that have actually corrected High Priest Ariah.
Check that out.
Shit, now check that out.
Check that out.
Check the record on that.
Yeah, right. Check the statistics. 1 Corinthians, the 4th chapter, the 9th. I'm gonna start the 9th verse.
Let me say this: the Most High does not have no room for anybody that just looks at a man and just whatever the nigga says, he follow, man.
Right.
Cursed be the man that trusteth in man, man,
Right. Make it
and make it right. Yep.
Well, we know they ain't part of the Church of Berea. 1 Corinthians 4:9. For I think that the Most High have set forth us the apostles last, as it were appointed to death. Because we could die out here, man. Which we already dead anyway. We ain't living. I've never lived. This is living.
Well, we're dead in trespasses and sin.
If this
Romans 6.
this ain't living, man. All right. As it were appointed to death. For we are made a spectacle unto the world. There you go. And to angels and to men. So we don't give a shit, man. We're a spectacle anyway. We are fools for Yahushai's sake. But ye are wise in Yahushai. And Apostle Elder always breaks that down. We are weak.
And you know what? Sorry to cut you off.
Yeah.
When they really start pushing that mark, that's when all these Israelites are going to bug out and they're going to scramble and they're going to see that has to be the actual mark, and they're not going to come to us because they know we're going to put the hand up, man. Yeah. So a lot of these Israelites going to bug the hell out. They're going to bug out. They're not going to know what to do.
That's it. They're like Adam Ant. at them ants. He gonna bug out with his metrosexual ass. 1 Corinthians 4:10. We are fools for Yahushai's sake, but ye are wise in Yahushai. We are weak, but ye are strong. Ye are honorable, but we are despised. We are despised. Even unto this present hour we both hunger and thirst, and are naked and buffeted, and have no certain dwelling place. And
You know what
labor,
that means, no certain dwelling place? That means you're a renter.
yeah,
That means you're a renter, man. Even if you own a house, you got to pay taxes. Don't pay them taxes. Be back on your mortgage.